This ABC 15 flash briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hello, I'm Megan Thompson with your top stories from ABC 15 Arizona. Developing tonight, Phoenix police investigating two Christmas Day shootings, the first involving a Phoenix police officer. Detectives say a victim called police about 1 this morning, saying a man tried to run them over before driving away. When police arrived at the home near 51st Avenue in Osborne, the suspect's vehicle returned and drove toward a crowd of people standing in the front yard. One officer opened fire, hitting the driver. They're now at the hospital tonight, where we're told no one else was hurt. Phoenix PD are asking for help finding out who shot and killed the man early this morning near 83rd Drive and Glen Rosa. The victim was found lying in the middle of the road. If you have any information, you can contact 480-WITNESS and you can remain anonymous. The shadow of the coronavirus still present this Christmas Day, the state adding another 115 deaths to our state's total of 8,400 Arizonans who weren't with their families this Christmas Day. The total number of cases also increasing by 6,600 today. There's still a week left in December, but it's already been the deadliest and the most infectious month of the pandemic here in the United States. More than 4.6 people nationwide diagnosed this month here in Arizona. Nearly 150,000 people have tested positive for COVID-19 since December 1st. And sadly, more than 17,000 Arizonans were added to our state's death toll. Experts say as hospitals become overwhelmed and run out of room, it makes it that much harder for doctors to save lives.
When our ICUs get overwhelmed, we saw this back in March and April in Southern Europe and New York City. That's how the mortality numbers skyrocketed. And so this is happening now all across the country. We're reproducing that Manhattan and New York City epidemic for March and April now, times dozens of times.
A major concern for health experts right now is the variant of COVID-19 that's developed in the UK, which appears to be more contagious. Starting Monday, travelers coming to the U.S. from the United Kingdom will be required to present a negative test. Arizona's population is booming, and it could mean more representation in Congress. Election Data Services looked at early numbers from the 2020 census and found our state's population may have gained enough new residents to create a 10th congressional district. Oregon, Montana, Colorado, Texas, Florida, and North Carolina also are likely to gain seats. Federal law caps the total number in the House of Representatives at 435. States including California, New York, and Minnesota may end up losing seats as a result. Recreational marijuana may be for sale in Arizona by March. While recreational pot technically became legal the second Governor Doug Ducey certified the results of the 2020 election, there's nowhere to buy it because dispensaries have to be licensed first. A local lawyer who specializes in marijuana cases telling our news partners at KTAR some of those licenses will be issued to entrepreneurs based on social equity.
People would be eligible for one of those types of licenses if they are a member of a community that has been disproportionately impacted by the enforcement of marijuana laws in the past. So perhaps certain ethnic minorities or perhaps certain socioeconomic categories, that type of thing. We don't know what those criteria exactly are going to be yet.
Keep in mind, you can still be fired if you fail a drug test for pot. Arizona law only protects employees who have medical marijuana cards. The holidays look a little different this year, but there's still plenty of ways to have a safe and fun Christmas weekend with your family. Tomorrow and Sunday, catch a light show at the fountain in Fountain Hills. It'll be lit up in red, green, and white. The show will be about 15 minutes long at the top of the hour from 6 to 9 p.m. Tomorrow is the beginning of Snow Week at the Arizona Science Center. You can learn the science behind what makes ice and snow happen. This week is also your last chance to see Victoria, the T-Rex, the world's largest touring T-Rex skeleton. The show must go on for Zope, an Italian family circus. They're putting on a drive-in show at Big Surf in Tempe, where you can catch classic circus performances from the comfort of your car. They're only in town through the 4th.
With your most accurate forecast, I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. It turned out to be a warm Christmas in the valley with a high of 71 degrees. And we're going to stay in the 70s throughout your upcoming weekend, including Saturday with a high of 70. However, the pollution will be a concern once again for at least the early part of the weekend. We are anticipating unhealthy air quality through potentially Sunday. That's why a high pollution watch remains in effect until then, or for then anyway. But a high pollution advisory remains in effect through Saturday. So tomorrow we expect highs in the 50s from Flagstaff to Heber and Show. 60s in Payson, Prescott, and Sedona, and 70s from the valley down to Tucson and across western portions of the state too, as warm as 73 in Yuma. So here's that 7-day forecast. In the lower 70s through Sunday, and then next week, at least the early part, the chance of rain does return late Monday night to early Tuesday morning at 30%, along with cooler temperatures Tuesday and Wednesday with highs in the upper 50s, but in the 60s to end 2020.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.